Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of DIY and decorate with me for Halloween. This is going to be part one. We're going to be doing the dining room, and then hopefully for part two I will get the foyer done. But be sure to stick around to the end for the reveal because I cut out a lot of the things that I did so the video wasn't too long, and that includes my kitchen. So I will show a few clips of those shelves as well. We're going to be starting off with these built-in bookshelves that are in my dining room. I have a really old house, and one of my favorite things about it are all the built-ins in this house. Unfortunately, these are very short, shallow shelves, so I have to be very specific and very careful when I'm decorating them about what will actually fit on these shelves. So I always go for books. I have a ton of thrifted books, and I'm just going to start out by pulling a lot of the things that I know that I want on these shelves, and then I will kind of just play around with them until I get it to look exactly how I want it. Now, as I'm decorating this, you may notice that a lot of the things do get moved around quite a bit. I will cut out most of it, but like I said, I just like to start out with a lot of the things that I know I'm going to put on these shelves, and then I will either add stuff or take stuff away. I got these little ghosts from Dollar Tree last year, and you're definitely going to notice either some Dollar Tree things, some things I've thrifted, and of course, all of my DIYs that I made in my Halloween videos. And you may recognize a few things that I made from last year. Now, as I mentioned in a community post a little while back, I have been working on some house projects. So as we're going through this video, you are going to notice some changes in my dining room, even some changes on these bookshelves. And that's because I am working on my dining room and also a bedroom makeover right now. So a few things will change throughout the video. These little clay ghosts are some ghosts that I made last year, along with this little book stack here that has a Dollar Tree napkin Mod Podge to it. And then I used that same napkin on that candle up above there. This bottom shelf is pretty narrow, so again, I'm just using some books, and then I also have an amber glass little container that used to be my grandmother's, so I thought that would go perfectly on here with all of the Halloween stuff. Again, this is all going to get moved around. Coming up on this first DIY, this is actually one I did last year. I don't think I shared it in a YouTube video, but I just found this thrifted frame that had little roses on it. Ended up painting the roses black, and then I just used antiquing wax over the green leaves just to calm down and darken that green a little bit. And then I traced out this cute little ghost holding some flowers and a jack-o'-lantern little basket, and I am coloring those in with some colored pencils first, and then I dipped this paper down into some coffee to coffee stain the paper, and then I went back in and I'm just painting the little ghost with some white acrylic paint. Now we are headed over to that second built-in bookshelf, and this is kind of my prized possession. A few years ago, I got all of these classics books in a collection, and I kind of keep these on this shelf year-round, all the time and just decorate around them. I actually found this Edgar Allan Poe book at the thrift store recently, so I'm just going to use this here in the center so that I can put one of my other prized possessions on here. This Edgar Allan Poe little planter pot that I got from Michael's. I'm going to just sit that on top of the book. And then moving on, here's another little thing that I made actually last year, this little clay candle snuffer. I thought this would be really cute for Halloween too, so I'm adding that to the shelf. And then just laying down some little drippy candles. And then these bottom two shelves were super short, so they did give me a little bit of issue, but again, I'm just gonna play around with things and I think they end up looking pretty good. I do get asked a lot where I got these little skeletons from, and I actually got these from Dollar Tree last year. I also have a bigger set of the same skeletons that I got from Dollar General. I got these little Victorian shoes from my grandma, and I just thought they were like cute little witchy shoes. So I added in these little potion bottles. This little corner of my dining room is actually going to have a secretary's desk set right there. But for now, I have this rocking chair sitting here, and this blanket that is covering the cushion on the rocking chair. I bought this maybe a year ago at the thrift store, planning to recover the cushion on here with it. Obviously, I have not done that yet, so I just kind of tuck it in and then just kind of decorate it for whatever holiday or season is coming up. So I'm just gonna tuck this in, make it look nice and neat, and then I have my throw blanket that I got, I believe, from Marshall's a couple years ago. It's orange and it kind of has the stitching of pumpkins on it. So I'm just going to kind of drape this over the chair. And then last year I made this spiderweb pillow and then this cute little ghost pillow. So I'm just going to add that to the chair. And you can kind of see a little bit of stuff that I moved around on that first bookshelf and a few things I added to. Then it was time to move on to the wall spaces. So these are some little doily spider webs that I made last year. And then of course, my skulls that I made this year. I'm going to hang the skulls in the center, and then I will just put up those little spider webs around this. Then the skinny little wall that leads into my foyer was perfect for the raven sign that I made this year. Another quick little DIY that I did this year and didn't put into a video was this thrift store little print painting that I found, and I just did the little TikTok ghost trend, if you've heard of it, where you just find old paintings from the thrift store and you paint little ghosts into them. This one is not an actual painting, it's just a little print on a cardboard. So I did that and put it back into the thrifted frame, and I'm gonna hang that right here. I also printed off a few little witch pictures from the public domain. And then I know a lot of you may not know this, but I used to be a Photoshop artist before YouTube. So a few of these pictures are Photoshop photos that I did, one of my son as a witch, and then the ghost photo is actually me, but it's photoshopped, and then the other one was my son with a little jack-o'-lantern head. I had all of these printed at Walgreens for 15 cents each. They always have sales going on, but you do get glossy prints, so I always bring them home and just use a fluffy brush and some matte Mod Podge to make these look like a painting. This is actually one of my favorite Photoshop photos that I've did as a family portrait for Halloween. So I'm gonna add these to some thrifted frames and incorporate those into my decorations. Another suggestion I have, if you can't find paintings or prints at your thrift store, is I actually bought these off of Etsy and then just added little ghosts to those once I had them printed out. Once I had the wall decor done, then it was time for a much needed coffee break before I tackled this candle chandelier that I got from Amazon. Hanging this was actually one of the projects that I just recently did. Since we live in a really old house, there are not actually lights in any of our ceilings downstairs except for in the kitchen. So this is not actually wired up, but I did add these little LED candles that I also got from Amazon. And the best part is they use a remote, so these are really easy to light up. But as you can see, I'm starting out just draping some black creepy cloth over the arms of this little chandelier, and I'm just gonna keep messing with the fabric until I like it. Then I wanted to do a little DIY for this chandelier as well. So I grabbed some of these large bats from Dollar Tree and also a package of the smaller bats. And I'm gonna grab some of this fishing twine and just a larger needle, thread that through, tie it on, and then I'm just gonna do 4 of these, but I'm gonna add either a small bat first or a large bat first, and then poke that through the center of the bat through the top, and then I'll also either add on a large one or a small one depending on what I did first. You kind of just have to work the needle through these, and then once I have it through, I am going to pull up a little bit of extra of that fishing wire, and I'm also going to leave a little bit extra at the bottom so that when I'm hanging these, I can get a variation of height for them. Then I'm just going to tie the bats onto the arms of the chandelier, and once I have them tied on and figure out where exactly I want them, then I'll tie a little knot in the bottom piece of the wire so that the bats can't slide down any further. We're coming up on the end of this video, but make sure to stay tuned for the big reveal. I will set it up all nicely at nighttime so that you can see all the lights and everything that I added and didn't show in this video. I added in some spooky lights to the bookshelves. And like I said, I'll also add in some clips from my kitchen shelves that I did. And next week we will finish off this room because I may make some changes to it, and then also decorate my foyer. But right now, to finish off the dining room at this point, I am just adding in some of this spider web that I got from Amazon and these little spiders. I just put it up in a few different places all over the dining room, added some to the pictures on the walls and then to the bookshelves.